Hi, don't mind me, I'm just looking at Pain reincarnated. We lost to the Pistons, god damn. Anyways, hi everybody, I've been trying to finish a lot of half-finished games lately. I probably shouldn't admit this on video, but over the past month I've been playing a certain game published by a certain studio that happens to be known for creating and making a certain type of game. Geez, I wonder which one it might be. The story is actually really good. It has a slow start, which is kind of why I ended up dropping it, but when I got back to it, the freaking plot twist that hit me. Good God, this is probably the hardest shift I've ever seen from, oh, this is pretty fun, to no amount of therapy is gonna fix this, man. And it's cool they actually play into this, how someone's mental psyche can be broken so severely from all the stuff that happens in this game. And that goes for me too. I probably got my first gray hair from playing this and there's still 2 games with a third one on the way that I gotta play. I forgot to censor the picture. Anyway, I'm screwed. Immediately before this, I was playing through the Great Ace Attorney as well. That is Plot Twist Central. Play that game, by the way, it's really, really good. And I'm gonna probably start playing LA Noire soon. Since I seem to be more focused on story-driven games at the moment, I wanted to spend some time and think about what was probably the first plot twist I ever experienced in a video game. Oh, how appropriate. Square Enix is an interesting company. I've never seen a company with such a 50-50 publishing record as Square. I've taken a step back from this now, but it feels like over the past couple of years, it's like whatever they put out is either a masterpiece or one of the worst things ever created. And I also forget what they publish, so I look around and I realize, oh no, they published Power Wash Simulator? They created Mario Sports Mix, which is a very important game to myself. There were a lot of Mario Sports games on the Nintendo Wii. This game wasn't really helping itself by being released really late in the timeline, and I wouldn't even go as far as saying it's my personal favorite. That goes to the soccer game. Where else can you see a skeleton do the worm and decapitate itself in the process? But whatever, I think this game has more than what it takes to hold up against its contemporaries. I will personally fight to the death to argue that this is the best soundtrack of any Mario Sports game by pure quality. The 2 people that did compositions for this game, one of them would become the sound director for Final Fantasy XIV, and the other would go on to go independent and work on Smash Bros. Arrangements, as well as work on the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs soundtrack. It's a small world out there. And then there's a lot of secrets. I unfortunately don't have the time to talk about it that much without getting sidetracked, but firstly, it's really fun, but also blood needs to be shed to unlock Pink Yoshi. Mario Sports Mix is composed of 4 somewhat unique games you can play: basketball, volleyball, hockey, and dodgeball. Now, although you could technically play exhibition mode for all your live-long days, you are strongly encouraged to enter tournament mode in order to play the actual game, as that will be the only way you can unlock new courts, characters, and the almighty sports mix. It's a normal day in the Mushroom Kingdom until a meteorite comes down and crashes near the castle site. It turns out that was actually 4 different crystals, each encasing a special ball, except for the blue one. I guess that one didn't get the memo, it's just a regular Mario coin. Hockey puck. A trophy is created holding the actual crystal, and thus begins the tournament to figure out who is worthy of holding the thing that just came from the sky. That's an easy enough story to follow. If I'm being completely honest, that's actually kind of phoning it in too. But whatever, you ain't coming in here for a theatrical masterpiece, let's keep on moving. There are a total of 3 cups you gotta work through here: the mushroom, the flower, and the star cup. Each deals with you finding your way through a tournament in order to collect yourself a trophy and thus move further into the next tourney. This is pretty typical stuff for a Mario Sports game, and pretty by the books. But whatever, no harm, no foul. You eventually make it to the Star Cup, probably run to the best song ever created, and you arrive at the championship match. You're ready to go, put this game to bed.
Oh. Yo! Ow.
Sure, why not? Fun fact, this game is a sequel, Mario Hoops 3-on-3. Pretty much the exact same thing happens in that game, except it looks a little bit cooler over there than it does here. Okay, so you're sparring with the Ninja, White Mage, and Black Mage from Final Fantasy. For the longest time, I thought this was actually a reference to the book in Mario Galaxy, the storybook thing that made people cry. Pink hair? That's all I can give you. I don't know, man. Anyways, when you do beat the ninja guy, all 3 trophies will merge together and be placed on the weird mantle thingamajig. So wait, hold up. We broke the crystal down into 3 pieces just for it all to fuse back together again? Okay. I'm gonna just fast forward you through the process here. You gotta do the same thing for each different sport. Get those trophies, fight the ninja man, and eventually you will have all 4 collected. Altogether, this would probably take you around 4 hours, which is pretty sizable for a sports game. Let's say I'm pretty content with that. I just wanted to play some hockey, bro. I think this particular image just kind of burned onto my brain tissue. When I first got my hands on this game in 2012, it probably became one of my favorite games on the Wii. It's not my favorite, but I think it's one that I kept on coming back to a lot more than all the other games I've played. I desperately wish the Wii kept track of playtime like newer consoles do, because I know I logged an ungodly amount of hours in this game. Before playing this game, I had my hands on Mario Power Tennis, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart Double Dash, Strikers Charge, and even Mario Super Sluggers for a little bit, before I ended up scratching that game into oblivion, RIP. I know how these games work, and Sports Mix similarly fell right into line with all the others. For lack of a better term, I had been conditioned to expecting very little, if any, story from games such as this. With the exception of the baseball game, it's get the trophy, move on to the next thing. Why was this unassuming game that seemed like a drop in the bucket the one to flip the script in such a blatant way? Imagine you're playing Mario Kart, and after beating Rainbow Road, you gotta fight the Black Dragon from Dark Souls. That more or less is what this felt like to me at a younger age. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop beating around the bush. The way this guy is introduced might be one of the best reveals I've ever seen in a video game. Ever. I don't know what this sound effect is. It's amazing. It sounds like a growl in digital form. It's haunting. It's great. Square Enix knows they're working with something kinda messed up, so they take the bandage off slowly. I probably cut it for brevity, but before they actually show the guy, you have this wide pan of the area you're gonna be fighting in. It is desolate, almost alien looking. And then you hear this stomp, and they just work through camera shot through camera shot. Stanley Kubrick ain't got shit on this. Check this out. The foot, the back, the tail, and then finally the face, but not the whole face, just a side view. Just enough to see that yellow glint in his eyes, those sharp teeth, that weird beard looking thing, and those perching horns. Look at his ears twitch, I think I might be losing it. Cut the character, boom, the Crystal Keeper Behemoth from Final Fantasy. Registered trademark, You know what it is? It's like being handed a business card for a man who's about to wreck your shit. I respect it. Now, fighting the guy's a cool experience and all that, but what really got to me as a kid was not the fact that it was an angry purple monster, but rather how the game flipped around the expectation of what exactly you were doing playing through this game. The sequence of the crystals fusing together to create the Dark Crystal. Why did my work? What I accumulated through playing this game, in essence, doing what the game wanted me to do, lead me to this situation where I'm doing battle with another creature from another franchise. 7-year-old me cannot read the copyright information at the bottom of the screen. I remember over the years replaying this fight over and over again to see if anything would change. There's gotta be something I'm missing here, right? Right? Turns out there was something I was missing. Taking out his older brother, but besides that, nah, that's it. That's the game. It wasn't a traditional plot twist, but it was something that shattered the norm I built in my head in such a way that left me trying to pick up the pieces when everything was said and done. I actually have no idea if interacting with the Behemoth turned anyone into a Final Fantasy fan. For me personally, I have yet to play an actual game in the series. Not for any vindictive reasons, of course, it just never really appealed to me. If there is one I really want to check out though, it's probably Final Fantasy 8, and then maybe 10 and 10-2. We'll see how that goes, and I'm not playing Final Fantasy 14. And I will probably bite the bullet and play Final Fantasy 7 Remake when the whole thing is out. Oh, and I do want to play The World Ends With You at some point. That one looks fun. I'm using the fourth game as a buffer. It's going to take all my willpower, but it will be done. As for my guy Behemoth, he's a reoccurring character in the Final Fantasy series, so he's never going to go away. But in terms of cameo appearances, he has shown up with Chocobo and raced him a couple times, had a nice little cameo in Puzzles and Dragons, and most importantly, he's a high-level boss fight in the Final Fantasy DLC from Monster Hunter World, where he is probably the most vicious and angry he has ever been. Look at that face. You can't tell, but he's actually very happy right now. Here's how he looks in Final Fantasy 16. I think he got a bit of a parasite on him, but I think he's still happy. So yeah, whenever I witness something absolutely outrageous go down, I can always blame this guy for putting me on the right path. On an unrelated note, within the 3 or so weeks it took me to make this video, we not only lost to the Pistons, we lost to the Wizards again. Who was scared of an insect? If you live in America, I wish you the best on your March Madness bracket. God knows I need that.